closer spot, primed for a whopping good story. Orrin opened his mouth to continue, but Geordie, ever the brinksman, thunked a stone onto the floor, startling everyone and missing Mary's toes by an inch. "This here's one of his fangs," Orrin snorted. Everyone else oohed, Mairey loudest of all, though Balforge's fang was, in dull, scholarly reality, a primitive flint axe-head. The wonder was that these children called it a dragon's fang. That was certainly worth a footnote in the book she was compiling on folk beliefs. She picked up the axe-head by its blade, and the boys tumbled over each other to get a better look. "Careful, miss. Could be poisoned, just like his scales. They shoot out of him like quills when he's angry. His wings are as wide as the sky." Geordie wedged himself and his part of the story into the space beside Mairey. "And when he roars, he scorches the forest. And when he gets hungry," Orrin said, eyeing Geordie and nodding sagely, "he eats virgins." Mairey bit back a laugh, her fingers itching to write this all down. "Which are?" "Oh, very much like onions, my gran told me." "Ah." Mairey rescued her notebook and stub of a pencil from under the dragon's fang and quickly wrote, "Balforge, fire-breathing, poisoned-scaled, foul-tempered virgin-eater." "And he lived right here." Orrin stomped his foot on the planking. "'Neath our village, for 1,000 years, way long before the mine came." Mary's chest filled up so fast with red-hot anger. Her next breath was a billow of steam. Bloody coal barons and their bloody mines. Balforge was the product of Daunton's despair, a wicked, relentless beast with a heart as hard and black as the outcropping of coal that had bred Daunton's voracious mine. She wanted to hug Orrin and Geordie and all the other boys gathered around her, but they would find no dignity in her sympathy, and might even run from the meddlesome stranger. "What do you suppose gave Balforge such a foul temper, Orrin?" "Treasure, miss," he said, spreading his arms to encompass the whole of the mill. "Had a heap of shiny gold and stolen silver and pirates' jewels that he was guarding." But then Orrin's tail seemed to dry up on his tongue and exited his small chest with a rasping gulp and a whispered, "Bleeding cockles!" Suddenly every child had gone silent, their gazes fixed with Orrin's on something behind her, something huge and terrifying by the wide-eyed, gape-mouthed looks on their little faces. She began to feel a niggling fear of her own, a compelling coldness catching at her ankles, a pinpoint of prickling heat between her shoulder blades. She rose slowly from the clinging tangle of boys, then turned and tucked them behind her skirts. "Balforge," Orrin whispered. Sweet silver acorns. The towering shape in the timbered doorway could truly have been Daunton's dragon. It was tall enough by half again as he stepped out of the afternoon sunlight that blazed crimson across his massive shoulders into the colourless shadows of the mill. Just a man, Orrin. Though Mairey wasn't altogether sure what sort of man she was looking at. He lacked barbed scales and poisoned fangs, and his wings were only a black greatcoat that draped to his calves. But that was demon-fired dancing.